Hey Zachary, this is Rebecca Lane and I'm your instructor for CRP, and I wanted to look over, you sent me an email asking about um, how specific you needed to be for these presentations. And so the first thing I wanted to do, I've got your submission here, and I wanted to look at these instructions. So you see these instructions for this planning a presentation assignment. I really want to call your attention to page 4, and page 4, your presentation plan should include information about the following. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, it's kind of 5, 6 really big questions with some breakdown questions that we're asking for really specific answers to. So who is your audience? Name them. Who are they? And break them down the way Nancy Duarte talks about breaking them down, segmenting them and stuff like that. I believe it's in chapter 3. Detailing your flow of ideas. So like what's happening in the beginning, what's happening in the middle, what's happening in the end. We even ask you to name your star moment. So that's not the same as saying you're going to have a star moment. That's actually detailing what you believe that moment will be. Naming your true message. And so I'm asking you to name a lot of stuff in these directions. So let's look at what you submitted. So you're talking about you. This is awesome. You've worked with your teachers. Super. So I'm guessing this is pertaining to your personal skill set. Full Sail provided a teacher-friendly work environment. Yay. Make me working with my superiors an easy thing to grasp. Cool. So this is some good preliminary information, but it doesn't tell me a lot about you. Let's look at this other thing. Top-notch education from Full Sail. Great. So this is about Full Sail, and so is this. Provided you with the courses. Great. I don't know which courses you needed to really prosper. And you say this career, so you're not actually naming the career. So I don't know what you're aiming for. I am prepared to immediately help this organization. So you're saying this organization, but I don't know what organization you're referring to. So you're staying really general. So let's move on to this next one. Connected with classmates. I met along my academic journey. Great. So you have connections. Cool. Full Sail taught you. Very successful. Okay, so you know how to work with people. Make you good to work with coworkers. Great. So what I'm not seeing here, I'm not seeing anything about your audience. Like nothing at all. And that's a major segment of this assignment, identifying your audience. Now, I recommend naming a company or two, but that's not necessary exactly as long as you're naming specific roles and you're starting to look into demographics and you're starting to look like that. But I haven't seen you do that yet. I'm also not quite seeing your flow of ideas. So what do you think will happen at the beginning? What are you planning to talk about? Is there a story that you're like, yeah, I need to tell this story? Middle. So when we think about this middle, I recommend going back to the spark line. So Nancy Duarte talks about saying what is and what could be. So identifying what is truth for your client, for your audience, and then identifying where they could be if they were working with you. What can you help them do? So really helping them dream. And you want to make sure that your what could be is helping them dream along the lines of what you can offer them, but also what they want. So really researching your audience and going, why are they doing this? What do they care about? And what can I help them do for real? So that's the kind of thing that you want to start doing. And I'm not seeing that in this. So this is a small portion. Okay, so let's look at this assignment that we're working towards. So this right here, this is a plan for this. And we know that this is going to be a first draft for this presentation, and you're going to get feedback, and your final draft is going to be due in week 4. We do know that it's going to be a 3 to 4 minute presentation and that you're pitching yourself to prospective employers. All right, so you're looking at your personal brand. Great. So we're trying to plan for this personal brand. And so to prepare for this assignment, you need to be able to answer all of these questions. So these questions you're starting to answer here. I see that. These are really good. But once you have answered these questions, you're going to frame them based on what your audience needs. So your presentation isn't just going through this step by step by step. You're going to go through, you need to answer all of these questions. I recommend in like a brainstorm like this. And then go back to what your audience cares about, what they're interested in, what they need in their industry. And start to connect the dots between your answers here and what they need over there. And what happens in this presentation is you don't share everything about your personal self and your personal journey. You only share the things that are really going to make you, that either connect the dots between you and your audience, or the things that make you stand out in an awesome, you are unique and totally perfect for this job kind of way, right? So this is really important. So we're pretending that you've already finished your degree. And how are you unique, right? How are you unique in this industry? What knowledge and skills? Referencing your program's courses and assuming that you will have done these things. But really, the way that you know that you're unique in your industry is you need to research your industry first, and you need to know what they're looking for. So you want to be able to say, hey, I know you're looking for this, and I have this, and it's kind of that yes and thing that people do in improvisation. Yes, I have this, and I can also do this, and the thing you're looking for, plus this awesome thing that I have over here, make me the rock star that you're looking for. Okay, so you are off to a really good start, but you just need a lot more information. And you need to make sure you're answering all of the questions. So if you ever have a question about whether you're answering all of the questions, you can go through all of these details and just kind of give yourself a checklist. As you're developing this, you will use examples. So if you ever feel like you're listing, you're probably not doing it right. If you feel like you're listing your resume, like I said, you're not going to say everything on your resume. You're going to give me a couple of specific things that are going to connect the dots, and then you're going to think about stories that detail, like show those awesome things that you can do in action. So like if you say you're a really hard worker, you're going to tell me a story about how you pulled an all-nighter just to get something done because you were dedicated to your team. Something like that. So I hope this has helped. If you have more questions, you can certainly reach out to me. I'm glad you already reached out to me. That is excellent. Good job. And let me know. Let me know. I think you're off to a good start. I just need more. I need more information out of you. I need you to give me more specific answers and just more stuff. Now, I'm saying more stuff. I do want you to pay attention to the time limit. So this is, where did it go? Remember, this is a 3 to 4 minute presentation. So you're going to start with more stuff, and then you're just going to cut it down and cut it down and cut it down, right? But if you don't start with more stuff, you never have anything to cut. And remember, your first draft is never the last draft. So what I expect you to turn in for this first draft is something that feels like it's finished. You're like, yes, I was a rock star and it's awesome and it's perfect and I shouldn't have to change it at all. And then you're going to get feedback from me and you're going to get feedback from your peers on all the ways that you can change it, right? And make it even more awesome and spectacular. And then you're going to get to change it. Welcome to the creative process. So you're off to a good start. Keep working and keep reaching out to me and let me know if you have questions. All right, I'll talk to you.